my name is Jennifer, welcome back to the channel. I know I did a book haul very recently, but then I happened to be in the vicinity of an independent bookshop and they were having their autumn sale. So I felt it my readerly duty to pop in, and I purchased 6 books. It was 3 for 2, so I got 6 for 4. So I thought I would tell you about them. So that bookshop was Dead Ink Books, which Dead Ink are an independent publisher based in Liverpool. I really like the stuff that they put out. And they have a bookshop, so as well as selling their own books, they also sell books published by other independent publishers. So of the 6 books I have bought, 1 is published by Dead Ink, the others all from different publishers. So I thought we could go through them. I will mention the publishers as well as we go through. Before I get into what I bought today though, I wanted to mention a book that Dead Ink very, very kindly recently sent to me, and I am very much looking forward to. This is The Definitions by Matt Greene. This is a book, to be honest, if they hadn't sent me, I possibly would have picked up myself because it sounds excellent. It was published in, I'm not sure when this video is going up, but it was published in October this year. So this is, I think, a bit of a dystopic novel that focuses a lot on language, which is something that I really, really like. So this is set at the centre. It's a place of rehabilitation and rebuilding. Students arrive nameless, their memories and sense of identity wiped by a strange illness. As shards of memories begin to threaten the strict curriculum of the centre, some students start to question the definitions given to them and explore the ways in which they might define themselves. So it's given me a little bit of Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro vibes. Which is a book I really like. But I'm really interested in what this is going to do around the power of language and language in relation to like self-identity and that sort of thing. So I am hoping to get to this one hopefully quite soon, maybe even by the time this video goes up, because it's probably going to be a few weeks before it goes up. Maybe I will have read it by then. But that sounds excellent. And then on to what I picked up today. We'll start with the one that is published by Dead Ink. This is Make a Home of Me by Vanessa Santos. This is a short story collection around sort of focusing on haunted houses. So haunted houses, I think, is one of my favourite horror tropes. In fact, I did a video recently all about some haunted house book recommendations. I'll link that down below in case you want to watch it. So I'm not sure if these are, I don't think these are interconnected, but I think they do all feature haunted houses in some way. So some of the stories, it says we've got a mysterious dinner party with a sickening twist, the rediscovered journals of a famous artist who disappeared in suspicious circumstances, a family driven to desperation by the appearance of nonsensical notes, and so on. So it says it's about all the ways in which our sanctuaries can turn into foreign places, casting us as strangers as we roam the halls. It sounds excellent, and I do really enjoy short stories as well, so I am hoping maybe to get this one soon as well, because it would fit for October. Okay, next, this is Some Strange Music Draws Me In by Griffin, Hansbury. This is published by Dawn Books, and this sounds excellent, as these all do. Several of these books have rather nice French flaps. This one is set, so it's narrated in 2019 by Max. And Max is looking back on his childhood, specifically in summer of 1984, when Max was called Mel as a 13-year-old, and she meets Mel. Mel is 13 and meets Sylvia, whose shameless swagger and tough girl trans femininity sparks fury amongst her new neighbours. So I think it's about Mel's friendship with Sylvia and how that and how that sort of leads to Mel having some realisations about their own identity. It sounds excellent. A nice sort of queer coming of age story. Next, I love this cover. More French flaps. This is Mistress Koharu by Noboru Tsujihara, translated from Japanese by Kalau Almany. So this one I had never heard of before. Sounds really interesting. So this is about... our main character is called Akira, who works as an editor at a publishing house in Tokyo. But he has a secret. He lives with Koharu, who is a Hungarian-made love doll. And so he takes a lot of comfort from Koharu. But Koharu, starts speaking and moving by herself, being transformed into the perfect wife. And then we have a new woman who enters Akira's life and everything changes. This one is published by Honford Star. Sounds very good. Next, another one which would work for spooky season. This is Thirst by Marina Yuszczuk. This is an Argentinian author, translated from Spanish by Heather Cleary. And this is a vampire story, a queer vampire story. So in the 19th century, we have a vampire arriving from Europe to Buenos Aires on the run from the church. She has to intermingle with humans and be discreet. And then in present day Buenos Aires, we have a woman who encounters this vampire in a cemetery. And I think they're going to form a connection. This one is published by Scribe. Sounds good. Sounds good for spooky season if I can fit it onto the TBR. To finish, I have two more short story collections. I do really like short stories. This is Modern Gothic. This is published by Fly on the Wall Press. And this is an anthology of, Gothic short stories. I don't think I've read from any of these authors before. It says, so these stories feature labyrinthine dreams, unsettling realities. This is a damp, festering collection full of death and decay. So yes, it sounds very good, and I really like Gothic stuff. So that'll be interesting, and it's good I like short stories, and I like reading anthologies, because then you might find some authors who you are interested in reading more by. I like this cover quite a lot as well. And then finally, another short story anthology. This is Be Gay, Do Crime, edited by Molly Llewellyn and Kristel Buckley. 16 stories of queer chaos. This is published by Dzank Books. The only author I think I've read from before in this one is Emily Austen. So yeah, this is, as it suggests, stories featuring queer characters doing crime. So we have a trans woman makes increasingly frequent hoax calls to a business where she's had a negative experience. A group of ageing queers turns to bank robbery to stop the sale of their bungalow. So it says it's a celebration and reckoning of why queer people turn to crime, unintentionally, as a means of survival, as protest, as rescue, or to right injustices, big and small. So it sounds like this might be quite an angry collection. Yeah, sounds really good, and I very much enjoy this cover. So those are the books that I acquired today on my little bookshop visit. Let me know if you've read any of them. There's a couple there that I had not heard of before. So I'd be interested to know if you have read them. Let me know any books that you have picked up recently. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Bye.